Greetings and salutations to all you folks out there. It is time for Wonder again. This time it is 6 versus 6 open. There are no enclosements on the side. It is strictly open space, and that makes for epic spammy land battles. I love it. Alright, this game is going to barely fall out in the average Joe's range. We're going to have Westmania, Kaiser, SWAT, Chico, Economist, and Jukebox Hero on the southern team. I'm having a horrible time with the names today for some reason. On the northern time, we're going to have a northern team. We're going to have Magan, Black Crow, Unorthodox Box, Andy Roo, a lab named Shio, and last but not least, Cthulhu. Interesting choices, and it looks like we are running the full span of factions. Most of the front players going land as usual, and as I'm sure all of you know, on this map there are 3 Omnis, tons of mass, very quick reclaim time. Basically, whichever ACU gets there first is going to suck up all of that beautiful mass. You can see how quickly that disappears. And that is going to give him and his team a very large boost. Alright, I am only going to go to +3, and only for the very beginning of the game, because this map gets incredibly hectic very quickly. So I'm going to try to catch as much action as I possibly can. We do have a flare and a scout going around the right hand side, but I think that will be denied because there are a couple of mantis hanging around out here. And then there are mech marines going up the center, just barely escaping that ACU. And yes, I think he will get a kill on that engineer. Well done, my good sir. That little mech marine has paid for itself. Might even get 2 engineers. Nope, gonna run on past. Got another little poke and prod here, and a single mantis that is going to get shot down by that Aurora. Chico is pushing up the center here, actually doing a very good job of it. Have 2 ACUs going to assist each other. That is probably a gun upgrade. If I had to bet, that is what I would bet. And we have a nasty little group of 3 ACUs right here. That could potentially eliminate a player early. Also have a upgrade going down on Shio's ACU, but I don't think he will get done because the Medusas are rolling in and they're going to start laying down some cover fire on those ACUs. Chico moving forward. That was the gun upgrade. I think he is going to be able to force Shio. Nope. No, you should have moved forward quicker. Shio has gotten the Tech 2 engineering suite. Cthulhu also has Tech 2. And that is going to allow them to start getting a fire base established. And it looks like the T1 spam has finally caught up for the northern team. They are going to be able to force this push back. That is going to be a failed attempt. SWAT pushing up on the left side, and a little stab to the right from Jukebox Hero. Although with him moving all of his units up to the north, that is going to leave himself wide open to this little intrusion over here. But the disadvantage of diving into your enemy's build power is those tanks are going to pop out of the factories right in your midst and knock you back on your heels. Alright, little ACU face off here. Akanabis and Chico do not have Tech 2, either one of them, and they have been pushing this, trying to deny this point defense and prevent those 2 ACUs from actually getting a foothold, and they are going to fail at that, I think, although there is a good amount of supporting T1 spam coming in. Lots of action on here. I love T1 stage of the game. It's just so crazy. trying to get a point defense down there. A shield, counting on this little bit of T1 spam around him. He is going to try to get that shield up, and if he can, my goodness, he was close to death. He can start building point defense underneath that shield and hopefully protect himself so that he doesn't get wiped out. Kaiser is fine. Very even standoff there between those two guys. And this run by, the units keep getting by, but they never really do enough damage to really seriously knock Jukebox Hero back. Really, it's just managing to leave Reclaim back here. Although this little group here looks like it may have slightly more success. No, that's just 4 tanks. I don't think it will. Alrighty. Westmania does have Corsairs out. That is Tech 2 Air. Magan is also at Tech 2, but I have not seen him produce any actual units yet. He's basically just sitting on that factory, not sure what he is up to. He is slightly behind in score, but slightly ahead on mass. SWAT, very good choice for him, keeping that parashield up next to his ACU. Protect himself from snipes and what have you. T1 bombers doing a little bit of damage to that spam over there. And Kaiser is managing to keep pushing Andy Rue. Andy Rue is getting very close on an upgrade. Probably Tech 2, if I had to bet on it. Yes, that is Tech 2. He's going to immediately throw down 2 point defense. Commenting in the chat that he's dead now, but I don't see why he thinks he's dead. Keyser, I'm going to drop over here to his point of view briefly to look at his ACU. Keyser has stealth and gun, nasty combination for the Cyberns. That is that allows you to stand just outside the vision range of a Tech 2 point defense and overcharge it to death without getting shot. Brutal, brutal choice to make. Not nearly as brutal as this cough that I just cannot seem to shake. Perhaps if I talked less every day, maybe if I just quit casting for a day and just did not speak, my throat would heal, but I don't know if I can do that. I can't get away with not playing FA for a day. And apparently now I can't get away with not casting for a day either. 2 days ago I said I was only going to cast 1 game, and I think I ended up casting 3. I thoroughly enjoy this, and it's been a month and a half now, so I think I can honestly say this is something that I love doing, so I don't think I'm going to get tired of it anytime soon. It looks like Black Crow might be in a little bit of trouble. Those Corsairs really knocking the HP off of his ACU, and he only has 1 flak out currently. May not be enough to defeat those Corsairs. Dodging like a madman, and he has finally knocked them down. But there is another one coming up. Oh man. 1300 health. He is building a shield. 300 health. 1 more Corsair. This is going to be it. Is he going to get it? Oh, boom. I'm blinded now. Holy cow, that was bright. Sorry guys, did not mean to be zoomed in that close on the nuke. This whole map divided exactly down the center and fold on the right side. Shio is going to have his work cut out for him. He is going to have to try to defend against 2 incredibly spammy players. Jukebox and Akanabis, they are going to throw all of the units that they have around this right side, as they well should. Shio is going to have to call on some help from his teammates. Maybe he will be able to deny that. Magan getting his RAS. Probably going to double down on a RAS. And Westmania looks like he is getting his RAS as well. That is quite an impressive little group of units. Shio had all of his factories paused briefly. I am not sure why. He has the stealth and tech 2. That was not a RAS break, so not sure why he is choosing to pause some things, but so be it. You may do whatever you wish, my good fellow, as long as you do not die. T1 point defense going up helter-skelter, and T1 engineers out trying to reclaim all of this mass to get back up on level footing. They are going to have their work cut out for them, though, because that is a hell of a lot of units. There's even a couple of rhinos mixed in there. It's going to be very difficult to overcome. There are pillars moving in, though. Cthulhu has thrown some support that way, and he is throwing a few more pillars over, but I'm not sure how that's going to go. Unorthodox taking a huge amount of Tech 3 point defense to the face. SWAT has made it to T3, and he has immediately started his spam. That is going to hurt those fire bases on the front. Honestly, this is why I absolutely hate fire bases on this map. You always end up getting out fire based, and we are seeing that happen on multiple fronts here. Overall, mobile units are at a massive advantage over fire bases, and it shows especially on this map, because when you invest in fire bases along the line here, your other units are going to be able to completely bypass the fire bases that you have. Oh man, there goes another one. Cthulhu has been defeated. Apparently the gods can be killed. Well then, Cthulhu is a rager. Make a note of that, folks. If you keep a blacklist, now is the time to make an entry. I'm totally kidding about that. Most people rage that much. Alright, total of 5 T3 point defense. SWAT, buddy, you need to stop building them. That is too much. Too much, my friend. You need to move forward and build those. Actually, you should move forward to about right here, build a couple of T3 point defense, and then control K these and start reclaiming them to continually walk your fire bases forward and do more damage. It does you absolutely no good whatsoever to stockpile freaking 6 T3 point defense in one spot. It's absolutely maniacal. Alright. Mobile missile launchers have moved up to the front there. TMD is going to zap off most of them though, so that is kind of a failed tactic. Magan definitely has air control. Has about twice as many ASF plus, well, there were 4 restorers or 3 restorers, but there are not any more. The Cybern ASF with that stealth are able to swing in and snipe off the restorers and then exit stage left before the Aeon ASF even know what's going on. Those Vipers able to lay down an impressive amount of fire on that base there. I'm very surprised that Shio has not folded yet. He is doing an exceptionally good job of holding up here, building an insane amount of hoplites and kiting back and forth with them. When you're using a hoplite, you've got to keep range on the enemy units. Jukebox Hero building himself a small turtle around his ACU so that he does not get sniped off. That is going to be a major concern for the southern team because the northern team is in escape mode. This is the point of the game where your front players do the absolute best they can at holding off the other team, and the air player tries to work out a snipe to level the playing field. There are strap bombers being built on the south end by Westmania. Those strats are going to have the cyber stealth as aforementioned, so they will not be seen coming until they're right on top of the ACU. That is going to be a nasty, nasty surprise. Whether or not it will actually work is anybody's guess. And again, for those of you, I know eventually someone's going to comment on the fact that they keep hearing the mic click on and off. You should not complain because I'm saving your eardrums from the coughing. Hopefully I will not induce any ear bleeds in anybody. And restores are safe. And the Cybran ASF have been pushed back. Building all of those strat bombers is going to put Westmania at a massive disadvantage against Magan's air. But if you manage to kill another player, that's kind of going to be a moot point. Those strat bombers are headed slightly to the north side. Not sure what he's intending to do with them up there. But there they are nonetheless. A little blob of restorers up there doing a very good job of knocking out the expansions. And to those of you who commented on the last time I did a Wondercast and said that 100% restorer spam is bad, this is exactly what you should be doing. You should build a handful of restorers, maybe 5 to 10, and then build a good wad of ASF, and then go back to restorers for a little while. You need both. You need the ASF for intercept capabilities and to fight the other ASF, and then you want the restorers, of course, to lay down a little bit of ground fire. And also restorers, if you kite in mass and then fight with your ASF, the superior range on the restorers actually makes really good cover for your ASF. A GC has been turned out by Magan. Magan pulling 307 mass per tick. That is almost 100 more than the next player at 238. That is Westmania on the other air. Ginormo gargantuan eco advantage. Magan has done quite an impressive job of ecoing. He is, however, going to completely waste that GC throwing it against that T3 point defense. I really hope he does not pursue that. Good, he is walking the GC around. However, being safe in your point defense is not really that effective of a strategy when the GC can simply walk back and rape the base behind you, pillage the village, desecrate the homeland, however you choose to visualize it. The fact is, there is a GC trampling your base, and when you don't have any eco to back you up, that T3 engineering suite does you absolutely no good whatsoever. Strat bombers are going to come in, but that is going to be a losing fight. Those ASF are going to see them. They're only going to get one pass. The GC hasn't even dropped to 2/3 health yet. And it is going to continue in. Spotting that Monkey Lord, it is going to take that down and then continue to eliminate the rest of this base. Very well done by Magan. Andy Rue is using drones to speed up his building, but for some reason he decided that it was a good idea to step outside of his shields, and I think that is going to be the end of him. Artillery raining down on his fire base, bricks and rhinos chasing him down. All it's going to take is a little bit of focus fire, and that ACU is toast. Gonna try not to blind you on this one. And boom, there goes Andy Rue. Calling out epic 2v1, but that is kind of bullcrap, buddy. That was Keezer. That was 100% Keezer. Well done. That was a good, solid play between you two. GCs are managing to keep Andy Rood bottled up for quite some time. The North team just keeps looking more and more dismal. But this GC single-handedly demolishing the entire map, it looks like. Zapping through 3 T3 gens, crippling the air player. Is going to kill off all the build power. My goodness, that is scary. A second GC coming down the mid. Hopefully he will not throw that away into that fire base. The air player is down. Repeat, the air player is down. Regardless of whether or not his ACU is dead, he has lost all his build power. He has lost his power. He is not going to be able to produce air anymore. And Magan is going to be able to trample everything in his path. The team's saying to overcharge it, but honestly I don't think that's going to do any good unless you can run behind the GC. 25-13, nope. And there's the vet. That GC is now going to be even tougher. Such a shame, such a shame. Southern team had everything going for them. They were dominating the map, and then along came Magan, throwing a wrench into the works. Looks like they're going to lose Westmania as well. Boom goes the dynamite. Down he goes, but the GC is finally dead just in time for them to turn around and have another one staring them in the face. That Galactic Colossus pulling around to the northern side, just completely bypassing this base down here. There is a Monkey Lord online, and there is a Megalith building, but I don't think they're going to have the eco for that. They are going to try to get in here and reclaim all of this stuff to get the eco to get those online, but I don't know that it is going to be fast enough to make a difference. Mobile missile launchers pounding down on that GC. That is quite scary. Actually, the explosions are scarier than the actual damages. The actual damage was not that high. Sneaky, sneaky Monkey Lord coming in. That is going to be highly effective because there's nothing in the back here that can stop that. That is up to the air player. There's a handful of T3 tanks up here, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Oh, there's another GC. GC spam to end all. Holy cow, that is the third Galactic Colossus, and the fourth is over halfway built. That is quite an impressive spam. I don't know why I would have continued on back with that Monkey Lord, but he is going to run from the GC. It looks like the map control has now split to roughly 50-50 top and bottom. And the Southern 2 are doing surprisingly well for how much damage they have taken. The air player is finally throwing together a strat snipe of sorts. Magan up to 381 mass production now and is actually balanced eco. Building a GC, strats, and ASF all at once and still pulling balance. These bricks are going to come in and try to kill that Galactic Colossus, but with it having double vet and the backup of those units, I really don't think that it's going to be able to take those out. Wanting to start a Scathus. Shio saying he wants a Scathus, or not Shio, Unorthodox saying that he wants a Scathus. But at this point, I think that mass would be better invested in more land units because the Southern team is right on the edge of crumbling. a little bit of strategic unit placement and they would fall. That megalith is pounding away at that GC. The GC has finally clued into the fact that it's under fire. Megalith still at 100% health, and it has taken that GC almost down to half. T3 point defense for the win. And another megalith up. I think the southern team may actually be able to make a recovery on land. If they can just get that megalith up. Oh no, vet on the GC. And that start and stop stuttering move completely spoofing the T3 point defense. My goodness. There is so much point defense. Holy cow. And finally, the unit goes down. A pair of GCs, 3 GCs, bricks, and Yathatha crashing down on that megalith. Sadly, the megalith did not stand a chance against that kind of onslaught. And that is going to break the mid, I think. They almost have this other megalith up. That, with this T3 point defense, should be able to deny, but they are not going to be able to progress. But we'll have to see what they build with all of that reclaim that they've gotten. The Scathus has begun quite the ambitious project there at this point in the game. Maybe they'll get it done. I don't know. I kind of envision some people dying to strap bombers very, very soon. A pair of megaliths facing off against a pair of GCs and a Yathatha. They're going to want to focus fire that Yathatha and keep it from getting in the base. There is an ACU down there. That is a dangerous, dangerous position to be in. Bricks are going to come in and finish wiping out that Yathatha, but they need to clear out ASAP to get out of range of that lightning storm. Megaliths are going to go chase down those GCs. Skaith is building surprisingly quickly, and there is a megalith nearly online already for Magan. Or not Magan, for Shio. Looks like another spider building. One megalith down. And Strat's coming in to help with the other. And I think that GC is going to be doomed. Strat bombers have sighted the ACU, and they go, and boom. Keyser is down. I believe that is going to be the end of this match. It is down to 2 players. Nope, Jukebox Hero is still in the game. That is ridiculous. I did not even notice that base up there. At some point, somebody's going to notice these units traveling off the edge of the map and disappearing. Who knows when that's going to be, but it must happen soon. Jukebox Hero pulling an impressive 64 mass off of that. Doom, doom, boom, 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 and Strats decide it. Megaliths trading blows. The biggest boxing match you'll ever see. Okay, I'm going to be very impressed if Jukebox is able to actually pull off like a tac missile snipe or something. It looks like at this point he's just playing SimCity for the hell of it, but I'm going to be really, really impressed if he manages to get that done. And it is scouted. And the Scathus is nearly done. Strap Bomber is going out for Jukebox Hero. He does not stand a chance in hell of surviving that. Down goes Jukebox, and now we're down to 2 players. Nope. Boom. And there they go. That is going to be the end of it. Why is it? Oh, there we go. Kill the pop-up. Aha! I told you guys I'd get the mod. Alright, that is going to wrap this game up. Rather impressive play. Total swing around. South's got several successful snipes on the north, but our local resident eco-whore, Magan, pulled it out with his nearly 400 mass income fairly early in the game, churning out those GCs at a breakneck pace and just stomping all over the map. Well done, my good sir. You and Shio carried that game. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for me for today, this cast, and honestly, I think I'm about to hit the sack. So, I will see you guys later. As always, thanks for watching.